Hi, this is Rolf. Today I talk about how to become a German teacher for teaching foreigners. There are basically three ways. The first way, you study German literature. The second one is you participate in a program by the Goethe Institute, which is also a study program. It's called DLL, Deutsch Lehren Lernen, learn how to teach German. And the third way is to just teach and then do learning by doing and become better over time and become a professional and later do a certificate and then be a real German teacher. So the first choice, to study German literature. You learn things like how did the German language evolve, how did the vowels change 500 years ago, and which words might be interconnected, which is very interesting. But there's only a small portion of all those studies concerning how to learn a language and how to teach a language. If you're more interested in practical application, in teaching people to get it and to use German and to talk to Germans and write and read, maybe studying German literature is not so necessary actually. There's only a small proportion that can be used. It's good if you're interested, but it's not so good for practical purposes, I would say. The second choice, there's a program done by the Goethe Institute called DLL, Deutsch Lehren Lernen, which is pretty old actually. I believe it has been around for more than 20 years. It consists of six books I believe, about different topics for teaching German. The old books from 20 years ago, 15 years ago, they are really good. They are super interesting. You find things like what is the meaning of a word and how does it differ between people, between different German people, and the concept might change. Super interesting and super practical. However, the new version, there's a new version which is around maybe 10 years or less, and it's very theoretical. I tried to read it and it's more correct and more scientific and more accurate, but it's not so practical for teaching a language. So I decided not to take that program. It also takes a while. The third way is you just go ahead, start teaching. This is called learning by doing. First you will be very low and do all the mistakes you can do when teaching, and your students might be slower in the beginning, but after a year or two you will become better. And you can also do a certificate later when you become more professional to show that you are a good teacher. For teaching English, there are two very popular certificates. The TEFL, Teaching English as a Foreign Language. It's very common and you can take the courses everywhere, then you have a certificate as an English teacher. Some take 2 weeks and some take a few months. They are a bit different. The content is very different. Then there is the TESOL, Teaching English as a Second Language, I think, which is similar, a program to give you a certificate as a teacher, to give you the basics how to teach. For German, I don't know of any certificate of that kind. There is a certificate by the Bumf. This is the office that cares for migration and refugees. It's called Bundesamt für Migration und Flüchtlinge. They have a certificate where you need to participate and learn pedagogic, normative, and learn how to teach, and if you do the final project and pass, then you get a certificate, and then you can teach at the courses sponsored by the Bumf, and the pay is much better. If you go by learning by doing, first you can teach for free, you can offer services and help single people to learn German, or you help refugees or people who have not so much money or have no job yet, and after half a year of practice you might go a step up and teach at some German language school that don't pay so well, so they need teachers, and you can just go there and teach, and they don't have so high requirements. Here in Munich, where life is pretty expensive, the rent is high and everything is high, there are schools that offer you 18 euros per 16 minutes teaching, and if you want to copy something, you need to collect money from the students in order to pay the copy machine. So it's a bit low, but you can start there and improve your skills, and then after another half a year or so move up to a place where you maybe get paid 20 euros per 45 minutes or something like that. Once you've got the certificate by the Bumf and you get a job at a course where the Bumf pays, you get 36 euros per 45 minutes, which sounds pretty good for German salary level. But you need to keep in mind you only get paid for hours you taught. If you get sick, there is no pay. Once your course is finished, you need to find another course, otherwise there's no pay. More about this in the next video about life as a teacher. How does it feel like? How is work?